What happens when you let the brains behind 3 of the world's fastest hypercars drive each other's?
Well, today, here at Sonoma Raceway, in a world first, we are going to find out. From Sweden, we have Christian von Koenigsegg and the Jesko Attack. From Croatia, Mate Rimac and the all-electric Nevera, plus a spare Bugatti Chiron he happened to have nearby. And from right here in the United States of America, John Hennessey and the F5 Venom. It's a 6,800 horsepower lineup.
Gordon Murray and Horacio Pagani were both invited and both accepted, but unfortunately were unable to make it along today. Gentlemen, you are sorely missed. Next time, hopefully.
Absolutely. So here's how this is going to work. After the CEOs have all done their test drives, we're going to sit down, have a big debrief, and then answer the biggest questions in motoring.
So let's get stuck in. Welcome to Top Gear's boss level.
The first problem was that by the time all 3 cars and the brains behind them arrived at Sonoma, the sun was setting and the bosses wanted to talk each other around their creations in minute detail. So Ollie had to give them the hurry up.
Right, I'm going to have to break this up and get the guys in the cars. So, John into this one.
We did take the safety precaution of putting each company's factory test driver in the passenger seat, just for a little bit of advice on how to control 3 of the world's most powerful street cars.
Oh yeah, she's got some scoot.
So, not hanging about then.
Wow. Power comes on, it comes on. Very impressive. Very neutral balance. Transitions very nicely. Top Gear, Koenigsegg's the real deal. You knew that. Now I know that. Very impressive. My coach here, he kind of turned the traction control off a little bit for me. It's a little intimidating.
Well, you'll be unsurprised to learn that it's triggered every noise meter going as soon as it went out.
Good, that's what it should do, right? Yeah. A car like this should be outrageous. You know, it's raw, but it's actually it's a pretty refined car too. You know, so it kind of has the dual personality, whereas F5 is kind of raw all the time.
With Sonoma's noise limit microphones already tingling from the Jesko's backfiring exhaust, Mate made an enthusiastic getaway in the 1,800 horsepower Hennessey.
This thing is raw. This was hard.
Yeah, you see, Mr. Rimac, driving fast and talking to a camera, it's not as easy as it looks.
So here's some tire. Yeah. That might be Mate.
Stretching
Get it sideways.
That was good. You can feel the engine idling. Wow, that's crazy. I never felt that in a car. It's a monster engine in a go-kart.
Yeah, really?
It's crazy. Yeah.
With the noise meters now properly melted, we cunningly dispatched Christian von Koenigsegg in Rimac's silent supercar.
Yeah, I'll take it easy. I don't know the track, I don't know the car. I don't want to do anything stupid. So. That's wild. It's really crazy. The region is really nice. Well, good. Cool. That's cool. I mean, you just feel at home immediately.
Hey Christian,
Hey,
how was that?
it was very nice.
Yeah.
Very predictable, very easy to drive, fun, powerful.
Mate had found the keys to the Koenigsegg, so the piece didn't last very long. Yeah, the idea of taking it slowly for the first few laps doesn't really apply to these guys.
It's crazy how fast the response is, even for a turbocharged car. Let's go! Yes. Please, a little bit less stretch control. I like my cars free. Now the rear plays a bit.
If you know anything about Mate Rimac's life story, you'll be aware his formative driving experiences were learning to skid about in an E30 BMW 3 Series. And as you can see, while you can take the kid out of the shonky old drift car, you can't take the petrol head out of the CEO. Isn't this exactly who you'd want running a supercar company? Or two?
It's like a motorcycle. Like I never experienced this. Like when we started off, I told him immediately, give me manual and like turn off the auto shift because that's what I always do. I want to shift myself.
Yeah.
And then it's like immediately in the rev limiter, and like you can't think and shift that fast. So you actually have to turn on this auto shift, which as soon as you are in the rev limiter, it goes to the next gear.
Yeah.
Because like it has 9 gears, so the difference between the ratios is so small, and the engine is just going, and the gearbox like just bang, 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 bang. I think you need a bit more time with the car to learn it, but it's incredible, and it's a big difference between the Venom and this car. It's a big difference.
Excellent. Well, plenty of stuff to talk about later.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's making quite a lot of noise out there. It's getting us in a little bit of trouble.
But that wasn't going to stop us. Next up, Mr. von Koenigsegg tries America's hypercar for the very first time, and I think he was having to concentrate quite hard.
Now there you can feel the power coming. It's cool, it's fun.
Hennessey's crew showed up with their car's tank brimmed with E85 ethanol, so the engine was developing its peak 1800 brake horsepower. Though Sonoma, like most racetracks, just doesn't have long enough straight to let it or any of these cars run flat out for long. It makes you wonder where owners plan to use them. Anyway, like Mate, Christian enjoyed the Venom's lumpy, vibrating idle.
Wow, it's cool how the whole thing kind of moves with the engine. Wow, that's thunder. Very cool. I mean, the first surprise, of course, how stiff the brake is. It's unassisted, so that was like, okay, getting used to. Like, ooh, wow. And then you get kind of the hang of it.
Yeah.
Like a bit old school brutal shifting, which is fun. It brings back good old memories. It's exciting experience. Yeah. We got into full power in a few sections. I took it quite easy to begin with, but really fast.
And here's something you probably never thought you'd ever see: John Hennessey being impressed by an EV.
Yeah, that feels really good. Still got plenty of frickin' power. The motors have a cool sound. This is authentically the way that the motors sound under power, which I think it sounds cool.
Obviously, any test drive of a hyperquick EV isn't complete without trying a full-bore launch control start.
Now your launch control.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh yeah. That's awesome.
Well done for hanging on to your breakfast there, John.
How did you get on? Are you now an electric man?
I've been an electric man. I've owned a Tesla Plaid, and this is a Plaid, not just ×2, but this is so fast.
Is it?
And you know, the one interesting thing about the Nevera is I was telling their test driver, it's actually got a cool sound.
Yeah.
So, you know, electric cars get kind of a bad rap for, my Plaid didn't really make any noise. And then if you want a noise, you'd make this phony noise through the infotainment or whatever.
Yeah.
This one, the electric motors actually have a cool sound to it.
Yeah.
And you could daily a car like this.
Yeah.
You know, it's unbelievably fast in a straight line. And the overall, again, it's a very refined car.
There was just enough time for Mate to demonstrate his Nevera's on-the-limit handling to a very special passenger.
That is going to be absolute carnage, I guarantee it.
First, what you need to do, of course, more torque in the rear.
Yeah.
But then the car needs to know its true ground speed. And then you need to limit the delta speed between the true ground speed
Right.
and the maximum.
Of course, with all wheels spinning, you can't take the true ground speed through the wheels. You have to use
Sensors
and calculations.
Yes. Then actually we use the cameras as well to do photodometry.
We allow, depending on your speed, for different amounts of overspeeding.
Yeah, exactly. It's always like a certain percentage. Your inner wheel will always start spinning first, and then you overpower the outer wheel to spin that up. And then last thing is the front two wheels are also contributing in a way that we send torque left and right to keep the car from spinning out.
Right.
So it feels to me like I'm in control,
Right.
but the car does a lot.
A physics lesson will only get you so far though. Time for a practical demonstration.
That's nice. That's fun.
It looks like they enjoyed that, and most importantly, all the bosses and their cars are in one piece. So that's the end of the track taster sessions. Join us next time when we sit down with the cars garaged and have the big boss debrief.
Mate came to me and said, "Christian, you're the last person that believes in the combustion engine." And 4 years later, he's making V16s.
Which motorsport today has torque vectoring, active aerodynamics, active suspension?
There's too many rules in motorsports. The noise police are looking for me right now.